Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're just gonna crochet, drink some coffee, and chat. We'll do a little bit of a life update and kind of see what's going on with you and what's going on with me. And if you've been following me for any amount of time, you will know that I have been vacant for quite some time. And I've just recently started on my road back to making YouTube videos and getting back into the swing of things. As with most everybody else in the world, I've had quite the year, and I basically just stopped. Is that the right thing to say? Is that the right thing to do? No, it is not. So this is not going to be a beginner tutorial. This is just a life catch-up. We're going to start over. I have no idea what I'm crocheting. We're just going to play. Probably going to end up making something for my granddaughter. Let's see, that's a good idea. Let's go with a chainless beginning row. I think I'll make her a little purse. So I really just have decided it's time to get out and start doing something that I love, and it can't be on my original channel, Gina Pearson, right now because I'm currently battling for several months now shingles that happens to be on my face. So I thought, well, there's no reason you can't crochet. You love to crochet, and so let's do that. So that's what we're here doing. So for anyone who does not know how to make a chainless beginning row, you make your chain along the same time that you're crocheting the row. So you go into your last stitch with a yarn over. You go into your last stitch, which this is the bottom of your work, and you create a chain 1, and you still have 3 on your stitch, and then you go ahead and make your half double crochet or whatever stitch you're making. In my case, I'm making a half double crochet. So again, yarn over, go into your last stitch you created, pull through, and then make a chain 1. That creates your chain, your bottom row chain, and then make your stitch, whatever that stitch may be. So I forgot to make my chain 1. I've really been baking for a very long amount of time. And I just decided, you know, for my health and for the benefit of my sanity and my spiritual walk, I think it's time to get out and start doing a few things. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm promoting anyone go out into the world yet, because if you're not ready, as I am not particularly ready, there's a whole story behind that. You still can go with the projects you love. Now, in saying that, today I was watching Tina over at, I think I was watching, well, I'm still watching it. Let me sign on because I'm really not sure what it was called. I was watching Angela Kerr, who is a junk journaler, and I was thinking, oh, I'm just going to fall right out and make that product, that project that I was watching her make, which was exciting envelopes. Yeah, it didn't turn out very well. As a matter of fact, it's in the trash. My husband sent me this TikTok that he's seen about this little baby who was trying to get a straw into a cup, and she didn't have a lot of patience, as I'm known to be that type of person. And she kind of tried it a time or two, and before you knew it, she had basically just lost her ability to not lose it, and she just threw a little tantrum. And he was like, this is how you are when you can't do something. And I was like, yeah, that's true. You're not lying. You are not lying. That's true. Some things were not right here. Did I do something wrong? Wouldn't surprise me. I'm going to take that whole stitch out. You know, there's not one thing wrong with taking out a stitch or two if you feel like something's wrong. That's for beginners and old timers. Let's try that again. So, needless to say, that little project is in the trash, and I went back to crochet. I feel stupid showing you, but I will. I'm going to grab it out of the trash and show you. So she made this. I'm going to show you. Let's see. She's making this so pretty little file thing. This is what it's going to end up looking like. Look how pretty. And isn't her voice amazing? Yeah. So I decided I could just plop right out and make, just following her instructions, I could just do it. Well, I got my little folder out, and I got my sewing machine, and I stitched like she did. That didn't look like hers, and that didn't look like hers, and I don't know. And the fold is like totally crooked. Mine didn't look like, it's in the trash. And I went back to crochet because it's what I love to do. I love to watch many other types of crafts, but I like to crochet best. Does that make sense? It's what I'm comfortable with. It's what I love the most. I love to make little children's purses, teenage girl purses, with some bling on it. And I just made a beginner tutorial for a cup cozy. That's uploading right now. I would say I love to make blankets. The problem with that is they take so much time to finish that sometimes I set them down and move on to the next project, and then I end up with a million half-done projects. Not really for me. So what I think I'm doing is I'm making this, and this is going to be the top portion of the bag once I get around. So if you're wondering what in the world is she doing, well, I'm gabbing. I'm watching Angela. I'm talking to you. I'm giving you a little bit of a life update, and we're just crocheting. Get your crochet out and start making something. Get your crafting stuff out and make along with me. Honey and I are at a point in our lives where we're trying to buy a camp trailer and go exploring the world, exploring our area, exploring not our area. And so we're on the hunt for a camp trailer and just to go traveling. We're in California right now, and the fires here are very bad, and they do not bode well for a person who has a lung problem. And so that is another thing that has caused me to I don't want to say suffer, but because suffer is not the right word to be saying. but I struggle breathing. And I'm not going to get into all of that because there's so many other things that we can chat about. But if you at all want to hear my testimony, feel free. It's on my other channel, which is just my name, Gina Pearson. And it is in a playlist called Story Time. That's my testimony. That's the only thing in the playlist is my testimony, and it is in 6 segments, and they're about 20 minutes each video. I cut it up and made it into small videos just to carve out a little bit of time, and you're not sitting there trying to watch a whole testimony that lasts an hour. Yeah, I'm glad I did that. You know why? I really do not enjoy chaining the beginning of whatever it is that I'm trying to make and then trying to make a single crochet or double crochet or whatever the case is. I really prefer to make the chain along at the same time. What do you guys like to do? And what projects are you working on right now? I just finished a Sophie that obviously, because it's my personality to not follow all the rules. I am not a rule keeper. So I made a Sophie that is actually going to be stopped, and I believe it's going to be the size of a Youre pillow. And if you're not certain what I'm talking about, a Sophie is the creator, the person who made the pattern was Deidre Hall. Is it Deidre Hall? No, that's the actor, isn't it? Days of Our Lives actor. Deidre, I don't remember her last name. But you can find all the information to making a Sophie for yourself if you're interested on the channel that is Esther, who creates the tutorial. And her channel is It's All in a Nutshell, which I'm sure if you're here, you probably follow her. Because I'm a little, even though we started around the same time, she stayed up with her channel and is doing wonderfully. But yeah, I like to follow her. She has a great voice. See, and the girl I'm following today, she has a great voice. And so just finished my Sophie. Kind of in fall colors, but I think I'm actually going to put it into a material backed Euro size pillow sham and send it to my sister for her birthday gift, because her birthday is right around Thanksgiving. So I said this was going to be the bottom, but I actually think this is going to be the top of the bag, and I'm just going to keep going until I think it's big enough. The granddaughter I'm making it for is 6, going to be 7. So she's not tiny, but she's not really a big girl either. And she's tiny for her age. Kind of like Grammy. I might be a little fluffy, but I'm a little person. Very little. Okay, I'm a lot fluffy, but it is what it is. I need a sip of coffee in my auntie mug. It says, ants hold a special place in your heart, which I just texted one of my girls. Her grandmother passed away. She passed away today. And we've had a terrible bout with people passing in the last few weeks in our circle. I believe 3 to be exact, in the past two weeks. No, 4. So I did something wrong again. That's one thing about doing the creating the chain along at the same time as you're doing the foundation row, is because it's very noticeable if you make a mistake. You're not really going to miss stitches because it doesn't look right. At this point is when it doesn't look right, when you're going over the V to make your chain stitch, to build your row, it doesn't look right. So kind of what had happened, I mean, this wasn't the reason for all of the people passing, but it was the reason for several people coming home from all over the country and having an illness that we all know what I'm talking about. About 35 to be exact, all over the country, because they met in the middle, which is what they called it. They had a little revival that they have every year called Meeting in the Middle, where everybody contracted a little problem that we all know and hate. I do have a cousin who is much younger than me, maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6, 7 years younger than me, who is now supposedly free, yet battling something called that and pneumonia, and has to be on oxygen constantly to keep, or his oxygen level gets too low. And very healthy, young dad, just not in a good place. I am so over it. I know you all are as well. Okay, that's still too small, in my opinion. So we're about 10.5 inches. I think I want to go to 12. That will give me a 6-inch opening. And both my sisters were sick. They live in the town where this Meeting in the Middle takes place. And the church that they attend, of course, was the house, the hosted church where all of these people went, including my boss, my pastor, my cousin, all of his children. Only one of his children got sick. But it's been a week. Let's just say it's been a week. Too long chatting about that, Gina. It's supposed to be upbeat and fun, not bringing people down. So that's kind of what's been going on in my world. So I'm up for having some fun and some chatting. I'd like to do these live. I just don't know how I would crochet, read comments, get back to you. I don't know how all that would work. I would almost have to have kind of have an idea, but I think I would have to have like a moderator who was on the phone with me and reading comments to me so that I could answer your comments. I think that might be the only way that would work. Keep up on the chat and then just voice it to me. That would be fun though. Okay, so we're going to call this the top. I think that will be fine because obviously her hand is much smaller than mine and I can get mine in and out very easily. And why is that there? I'm sorry. That's from the paper project that I could not do. And so at this point, I'm thinking, what is the plan? And the reason why I'm thinking that is because this I was counting as the top, but in reality, this might be the top. But I don't want really that to be the top. I want this to be the top. So I think we're just going to make that happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain over, do one more stitch in the foundation chain, do a chain, leave everything on the hook, make sure nothing's flipped. We're going to come around here to the very first stitch and we're going to attach them, we're just going to pull over and pull through all of it and see what happens. And then now we're all attached and our stitches are on the right side, and we have some things for some dangles. That doesn't bother me. Okay, so we need to attach here. Let's get our working yarn where it belongs. Actually, let's do this. So now we're going to go in the I know this isn't a tutorial, but now we're going to go in the bottom of that stitch, and we're going to yarn over both of them to bring both down off the top. Now here's the top, it's done. And the bottom, we're going to bring up our work. And since it's pink, I think I'm going to go back the other way. We're going to drop this other piece of yarn now. I don't want to add that. We'll work that in on the next row. So I'm going to half double crochet right here on this row, and I think I'm going to do it back loop half double crochet. So I will teach you, even though I just did in my last tutorial, this is yarn over, let's see, do I need to do a row first? I don't really want to. Oh no, it's right there. So we're going to go through it and through it. Not in the stitch, but you're in the back of the post. So yarn over and yarn over. I guess we're going to do double crochet right here. I really didn't want to. Yeah, I think we're going to. Let's see what it looks like. So we're going to do it again and show you real quick so you know what I'm doing. And then we'll get back to chit-chatting. So we're going to go over the post. So you're going to go behind the post, over the post, and back. Pick up your yarn, yarn over and pick it up. You still have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, and do a double crochet. Even though I really wanted it to be a half double crochet, that's what it's going to be. So let's do a few more and see what she looks like. I am not opposed to ripping it out and doing something different if I don't like it, which is a possibility. Okay, yarn over. You know what's fun, or not fun, but easy about this is you kind of just start working through your back. You don't necessarily see the front of the work right now, but it is creating this really nice loop right there that you could even hang fringes from, or you know, whatever you choose, but it's got this little lip. I like that. I'm liking that. Yeah, we're gonna stick with that. So back post double crochets all the way around this row. Are any of you watching Virgin River on Netflix? Oh, I cannot wait to watch the new episodes. They're out and it's killing me. We've had 2 weekends and honey hasn't been very forthcoming with watching them. He kept saying, oh yeah, we'll watch them. And then he's a avid follow 1 million people on YouTube, which so am I. Probably way too many. You know, this pink on pink is probably hard for you to see, is it? Do I need to move that right now? I can. I just kind of did it for this shadow. You know what I watched on Netflix last week? And I know it might be an age thing, and some of you might be young and you're like, why in the world would I watch that? It was hilarious. It was Diane Keaton in Palms. Have you guys ever watched that movie? Oh my lands, that was so good. It was a funny, it was a crier, it was just good. It was a good movie. Now I know that we're just crocheting along and you're not actually seeing every single stitch I'm doing. So if you end up having a question, it's not like I can't add this row back in to another session or on another video, another project. It's no big deal. If you feel like you don't understand one of the stitches that I'm doing, just holler. And if you're new to the channel, I say hello, and this is actually the first time I've made a video like this. Normally it is tutorials, so if there's anything specific that you're wanting to learn, just holler. I can put it in the lineup, no big deal. But in general, I just like to crochet where I'm not really thinking, I'm not really counting, I'm just enjoying the process and moving along. Of course, unless I'm teaching, which I have, I know some of you don't know this, but I teach piano and voice lessons, give voice lessons. And so since this whole mess has been going on, I haven't had any students. Well, I had my first mom ask me if I was ready to start again, and I don't know how to answer that. She has 5 children, and the one that is taking lessons from me is the oldest, and one is an infant. And I just don't know what to say. I do not know what to say to her. I don't know that I'm ready. I've offered to do it because I do have some that are okay with Zoom classes. You know, I teach them on Zoom classes, and which is pretty much okay for vocal lessons. But piano lessons, it can sometimes be a bit difficult. Something's not right with the stitch. I'm struggling with it. Not that I can't do it and it can't work, because it can. It's just a little, I don't like that one. Something's not right with it. What is going on here? See, I love that, how that looks with the pink in between. Love that. But that did not happen on this one. So let's figure out why. I just don't think I had it in the right spot. So I'm 100% okay with starting back vocal lessons. And even piano lessons, but on Zoom. I just don't know that I want anybody in my house, just because here they are, my circle of friends just had that annual revival, and I think at the last count was 35 of them ended up with, the dreaded C. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of them part of my family that I know of. 9. That is so not cool. And just like seriously irritated, actually. Just because the lack of seriousness that is taken. Does that make sense? I think I'm going to do that last one. I wasn't sure if it was going to maybe make a hole in the project. Don't know how I really feel about that, but we're going to do it. So we're not going to use the chain. We're going to go to the next one and close that up with a slip stitch, because I don't like counting the chain. Always leaves a hole. Okay, so here we are. This is the top, and we're working our way down. I like it. So now we could actually take that stitch, that chain that we need to work away, and maybe take it down one more row. So let's chain 2, And then I think I'm going to half double crochet because it's my favorite stitch. It's fast, it's easy, it's not thinking, it's relaxing. Okay, sorry about that, guys. For those of you that don't know, I work for a church, and one of the deacons called, and that shuts everything off whenever I get a phone call. So what I've been currently doing has been, I've been watching junk journaling. Do any of you know what that is? Junk journaling. Well, that's what that Angela Kerr does, and her voice is amazing. And I've been watching her make these traveler's notebooks, junk journals, just envelopes, just amazingness out of paper. And we've determined that's not for me, but it's very relaxing to watch and listen to. I really enjoy it, so I've been enjoying that. And I have been really into watching thrifting or buying storage unit videos. And my husband's very into farming. So if any of those are of interest to any of you, let me know what you've been watching and who you follow. I think my favorite right now is called, well, his name is George, the Antique Nomad. I think he's my favorite. And I think I'm going to go do that now. We're going to call this coffee chat done, and I'll get this uploaded. And if you like videos like this and you're enjoying it, let me know in the comments below, and we will keep them up. And until I hear otherwise, we will keep them up because I'm liking it and it's relaxing and I'm enjoying it. And I don't know what's the best time, like length of time to make these videos. I don't know. We'll have to figure all that out. I'm going to keep crocheting, and we'll catch you up on how far I am on the next time I film. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. God bless.